first thing we want to do is to see that this thing is going the right way. That's it. Okay, now we're ready to insert.
Hot section inspection, an important maintenance procedure. This tape introduces and demonstrates the equipment that may be used for hot section inspection of all JT8D and JT8D200 series engines. Flexible borescoping permits thorough examination of hot section components. While the engine is on the wing. This is the equipment required. The flexible borescope articulates up and down and transmits images through optical fibers. The guide tube also articulates. The scope slips into the guide tube. When assembled, the borescope and guide tube move independently of one another. These features enable the inspector to direct the scope through internal passages. The hot section interior can be examined through igniter ports on chambers 4 on the right side and chamber 7 on the left side of the engine. Igniter plugs have been removed. Attach the friction plate to the turbine fan duct igniter boss. Adjust the positioning clamp onto a secure location of the engine. Make sure the attaching point can withstand the clamping force and bending loads of borescope maneuvers. Caution: do not fasten to thin-walled or highly finished structures. Once positioned, lock the clamp. Attach the guide tube assembly to the positioning arm. Situate the eyepiece unit in a comfortable viewing position. turn on the high-intensity light source and plug in the borescope. Orient tip motion to the desired direction by rotating the guide tube and turning the control knobs. With the tip in a straight position, insert the borescope through the friction plate. If the guide tube binds, lubricate it lightly with petrolatum. Look through the eyepiece while guiding the borescope through the fan duct toward the igniter boss. Extend the borescope and guide tube into the center of the combustion chamber. Then, aim the borescope tip at the crossover tube by turning the guide tube control knob. Maneuver the borescope through the crossover tube. Move the borescope into the farthest chamber to be examined. Penetrate only 4 chambers in order to maintain sufficient guide tube length to perform a complete inspection. And maneuver toward the first stage turbine guide vanes at the far end of the combustion chamber. Take the time to inspect as you exit each chamber. The entire interior can be seen. Including the fuel nozzle. To inspect the turbine blades, enter chamber 4 or 7 and maneuver the guide tube and borescope through the transition duct. And continue rearward between 2 turbine nozzle guide vanes. When inspection is completed, reinstall the igniter plugs. This procedure provides a means to thoroughly examine the hot sections of all JT8D and JT8D200 series engines. Trained inspectors should thoroughly examine each engine and keep accurate records of their findings to ensure increased engine reliability.